the Pac-12 championship game. In this game, we have Utah, who is 11-1 on the season, versus 10-2 Oregon. Now, Utah's coming into this game with hopes of, if they win this game and Georgia loses to LSU in the SEC championship game, that the committee will put them at that number 4 spot and get them into the college football playoffs. Oregon, they're looking to win this game so they can win the Pac-12 championship and go on to get an automatic bid in the Rose Bowl. Now, Utah, a lot of people think that Utah, if they make it into the college football playoffs, can't compete. And anybody that thinks that obviously hasn't watched a lot of Utah football. Utah football, this is one of the best teams in college football on the defense side of the ball. This is probably the best defense in all of college football, depending on who you ask. But a lot of people haven't really watched a lot of Utah football, mostly because Utah always plays at 10 o'clock at night. And a lot of people, unless you're a college football fan like me, that's able to watch college football from 12 o'clock in noon all the way to 2 a.m., which is when the Utah games end, you don't really know how good this Utah team is. Utah has Tyler Huntley at quarterback, who a lot of people don't know is a dark Heisman contender. He's probably not going to win a Heisman, but he's going to get a couple of votes. Tyler Huntley has been very good. You got Zach Moss, who's one of the best running backs in college football. You have one of the best defenses in all of college football in Utah. Utah is lights out. Utah has been the best defense in the Pac-12 for over the last 4 to 5 years. A lot of players playing on the defensive side of the ball for Utah are most likely going to end up playing on Sundays come next year. Utah's a very talented team. They're good on front on both sides of the football. They have a good offensive line. They have a good defensive line. And they can run the football. And you got a Heisman contender in Tyler Huntley. So everybody that's out there that's saying that Utah wouldn't be able to compete with a team like Ohio State, LSU, or Clemson, I have to disagree with that. Because a lot of people that are saying that haven't watched a lot of Utah football. Utah is a very good football team. Now, looking at Oregon, Oregon is also a team that can compete with anybody in the country. But the thing that separates Oregon from Utah is that Oregon is inconsistent. They're very inconsistent. Utah, after they lost to USC, has been absolute lights out. They dominated everybody. Oregon has been inconsistent in their play. Oregon, after that loss to Auburn, they looked very good. But then they struggled versus Washington State. They lost to Arizona State, which wasn't surprising to me. Oregon, they either start out too slow or they get out to a big lead in the second half and they struggle to close out games. They go into conservative mode. The play calling gets questionable. It's just, Oregon is just really, really inconsistent. And if you watch a lot of Oregon games this season like me, you will understand the point that I'm trying to prove about Oregon. Oregon is a talented team. They have the best offensive line in all of college football. But the reason why Oregon is 10-2 and Utah's 11-1 is because Oregon is inconsistent. You don't know what Oregon team you're going to get on a week-to-week basis. Or you're going to get that Oregon team that's lights out after that loss to Auburn, or you're going to get the Oregon team that lost to Arizona State. You don't know. You really don't know. And depending on what Oregon team we get, if we get an Oregon team that we saw that looked very dominant for the next couple of weeks after they lost to Auburn, this is a game that can go either way. But if we get an Oregon team that has been inconsistent, that struggled to close out teams like Washington State, that lost to Arizona State, this game is going to be one-sided, and Utah is most likely going to end up winning this game by 2 possessions if we get that Oregon team that struggled to beat Washington State and lost to Arizona State. So it all depends. The outcome of this game, who wins this game, all depends on what Oregon team we get. Oregon has been inconsistent. We don't know what Oregon team we're going to get coming into this game, right? Now, Utah and Oregon are both good defensively. These are probably the 2 best defensive teams I've seen in the Pac-12 for a while now. Washington was pretty good last year, but I think both of these defenses are really, really good. Utah's defense, depending on who you ask, is the best defense in all of college football. Now, a lot of people want to agree with that statement, Because a lot of people haven't watched Utah play. Utah is one of the best teams stopping the run, pass, good on third down, good in the red zone. They are able to force turnovers. It's nothing that this Utah defense cannot do. Oregon is good as well. Oregon is good at forcing turnovers. Oregon's defense is good and stopping the run. Oregon's defense is good as well. But Utah's defense has been one of the best defenses in the Pac-12 for over the last 4 to 5 years. So going into this game, going in my keys to victory, what both these teams be able to do to win this game, for Utah, they have to be able to get pressure on Justin Herbert. Now, the reason why this is a big key for Utah is because Justin Herbert has the best offensive line in all football. It's not a lot of games that you see Justin Herbert under extreme pressure and extreme duress. So Utah, with their front seven, with those guys that they have on the defensive side of the ball, on the defensive line, they got to find out a way to get pressure on Justin Herbert. Now, most likely, they're not going to be able to do it just rushing 4 guys. They're going to have to send They're going to have to send guys on blitzes. They're going to have to try to create some chaos. They're going to have to try to create some communication problems on the offensive line for Oregon. And they're going to have to try to find creative ways to blitz and get pressure on Justin Herbert. Because listen, a lot of teams in college football, Auburn wasn't able to get a lot of pressure on Oregon and Justin Herbert. And Auburn has 2 players on that defensive line that's going to be top 15 picks in the 2020 NFL Draft. So although Utah has a great defense, I don't think they're going to be able to get a lot of pressure just rushing their normal 4-3 guys. They're going to have to create some additional pressure by getting guys off blitzes, blitzing corners, blitzing safeties. They got to find out ways to get pressure on Justin Herbert. The next thing they have to be able to do is they got to be able to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. Both of these teams, the reason why these are 2 of the best teams in the Pac-12 is because both of these 2 teams are good inside the trenches on both sides of the football. But Utah has to be able to win the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball versus that Oregon offensive line. Oregon has the best offensive line in all of football. So Oregon can basically run the football and they can get good pass protection. So if you're Utah, you got to win. If you want to win this game, you got to win the line of scrimmage. You got to be able to have your defensive line be able to outmuscle and not play that Oregon offensive line. And that's easier said than done because not a lot of teams beat Oregon in the trenches. Now what Oregon has to be able to do to win this game, Oregon has to be able to score in the red zone. Oregon has one of the worst red zone offenses in all of college football. And it's strange because most of the time when you see a team with a top 10 quarterback with a Justin Herbert, they don't normally struggle to score inside the red zone. So Oregon has to find a way to score inside the red zone. Now, I don't know what way that's going to be, but they're going to find out a way. And that's going to be easier said than done because Utah is not the team to be trying to find yourself and find out what works inside the red zone and what doesn't work. Because this is one of the best red zone defenses in all of college football. So Justin Herbert has to be able to make plays with his feet inside the red zone. And Oregon has to find creative ways to get the ball inside the red zone. Because trust me, this game, depending on what Oregon team we get, this game is going to come down to the wire. And Oregon has to be able to score touchdowns inside the red zone. Because a big deciding factor in this game is going to be if Oregon is going to be able to walk away with field goals or touchdowns. The next thing Oregon has to be able to do is they got to be able to stop Zach Moss. Zach Moss is one of the best halfbacks in all of college football. I actually think he deserves a Heisman candidate vote. Zach Moss gets a lot of yards after contact. He has great acceleration, and he's hard to bring down when he gets to the second level. So if you're Oregon, who has been pretty good stopping the run, you got to find a way to stop Zach Moss. Zach Moss is a big piece of this offense. Without Zach Moss, if you're able to take away Zach Moss, then you force Utah to go away from the identity of their team, which is running the football. The last thing Oregon has to be able to do to win this game is you got to keep Tyler Huntley in the pocket. Tyler Huntley is a great quarterback. But where he does most of his damage at is outside the pocket. Now, he can kill you inside the pocket, but what I noticed when I've seen Utah play, A lot of plays from Tyler Huntley have came outside the pocket. So if you're Oregon, you got to keep Tyler Huntley inside the pocket. If you allow Tyler Huntley to get outside the pocket, a lot of bad things are going to happen. So the team that I'm going with to win this game, I'm taking Utah to win this game. And here's why I'm taking Utah to win this game. Oregon can win this game as well, but I'm taking Utah because I don't trust Oregon. Oregon has just been too inconsistent this season for me. Some weeks they look very, very good. Some weeks you're like, huh? Like that Washington State game. They won that game, but you're like, what? They should have blew Washington State out. Arizona State. They should have blown Arizona State out. You just don't know what you're going to get week to week from Oregon. And I don't trust Oregon in this game because I just don't know what performance I'm going to get out of this Oregon team. Am I going to get this Oregon team that looked like one of the best teams in college football after that lost to Oregon? Because at one point, a lot of people were saying that Oregon was the best one-loss team in college football. Are we going to get that Oregon team that a lot of people were saying was the best one-loss team in all of college football? Or are we going to get the Oregon team that shows up and plays like how they played versus Arizona State and Washington State? I don't know. And that's why I can't take Oregon to win this game because I don't trust Oregon. I trust Utah because Utah has been more dominant down the stretch. And that's why I think Utah win this game. I think Utah's going to win this game. I think this game can be close. I think Utah will win this game 20-17 will be my final score prediction for this game. So let me know who you guys think will win this game down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and college football videos. And thanks for watching.